Welcome, everyone, to the first ever virtual celebration benefiting pediatric cancer immunotherapy research at Seattle Children's. This is an evening to help cure pediatric cancer. That's why we're here. My name is Fred Northup Jr. I'll be your MC for this evening, alongside the one and only MC Angela Poe Russell. We are honored to be here live. We're live right now. Yeah. You're live in your homes tonight for this virtual event. Now, we're going to share some powerful stories and updates tonight, and we have some amazing matches that you will want to take advantage of when you make your gift. It's really easy. If you're watching on our website, right down below, there's a big orange button that'll take you to the donation page. Just make sure you come back after you go to the donation page.
Yes, you don't want to miss the action. And if you're
look
watching,
for that button.
Absolutely. If you're watching on a bigger screen like a TV, you're just going to want to have a second device like a phone or a tablet nearby. Or maybe you're on our website and you've opened the video full screen. Just use a second device like a phone or tablet to give. So here's what you do. On your second device, navigate to the address below. give.seattlechildrens.org/celebration2020. That's celebration with 2 L's, no spaces, 2020. And once you're there, scroll down, click the orange Donate Now button. You can even bookmark it so you can find it easily later. We want you to have that easy and readily available.
Exactly. Now, things, of course, might look a little different this year. Namely, we normally have all of you here with us.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep it as fun as possible for those of you joining us from the comfort of your homes. We know some of you are even hosting virtual parties tonight. We are so grateful to everyone who has agreed to host a viewing party and get the word out about Celebration to their friends and family. We know several guilds, in fact, are hosting parties tonight. A big special thank you to Team Becca.
Yeah.
Thank you to Colton's Army. You can see them on the screen.
That's awesome.
Thank you to Project Grace.
Beautiful.
And the We Believe Guild. You know, we are so grateful to the Guild supporting pediatric cancer. Aren't those pictures amazing?
Yes.
I love seeing those.
Yep.
Remember when we could actually get together
without
with
the
people,
mask.
without masks,
Yes,
and without
exactly.
smoke?
Yes.
Oh, what a time.
But we're working with what we have, right?
That's
Don't
right.
forget to share your photos of yourself attending our virtual event. Just use the hashtag Celebration2020. We can't wait to see your photos from tonight.
Absolutely.
And by the way, if you ever experience a technical glitch, such as audio and video not syncing, just refresh your browser and most problems will just magically go away.
I love that. I love this event so much. And Angela, like you, I'm a parent. I care deeply about kids, but this is your first celebration, right?
It is, and I have to say I'm really honored to be part of this.
It's so fun. It's
Yeah.
so fun.
And I can't wait to see how much good we can do tonight in terms of finding a cure for cancer. Now, it might be new, but there are a lot of you who have attended Celebration every year.
That's right.
This is what you do.
This is what you do. Even though this year, our 5th year, looks a little different, what we're going to do tonight is the same. What we're going to do tonight is big. Tonight, we are going to help celebrate our heroic patients and families who have stood up to cancer. We're going to celebrate our Seattle Children's researchers who have taken the forefront of this game-changing cancer treatment. And we're going to celebrate the compassionate team of nurses, doctors, and staff who fight tirelessly day and night alongside our patients and families.
Yeah, and tonight we're also going to celebrate you, the amazingly generous community who's making these remarkable breakthroughs possible. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of the cure for childhood cancer. We have so much to celebrate and recognize tonight. We want to start by acknowledging our sponsors.
Absolutely. A big thank you to tonight's platinum sponsor, Amazon.
Yes, thank you to tonight's gold sponsors, John L. Scott Foundation and Shoe Cart.
Yes, thank you. Also, thank you to our silver sponsors, Axia Home Loans, Baird, Bristol Myers Squibb, Glassy Baby White Light Fund, Molecule Mattress, Oberto Specialty Meats, and Seneca Group. Let's give a big hand, of course, to all of our generous sponsors for making this event happen. We
need
can't
to have
do it without
one
you.
of those tracks like they're doing at sporting events and just bring that on in. We also want to give a very special thanks to these generous donors for providing matching gifts tonight, which we will hear more about later on. Charlene and Frank Blethen, Dave and Leanne Clark, Jean Anderson, Let's Sack Cancer Foundation, Jack R. McDonald Trust, Wilkie Family Foundation, and Amazon.
Yes, and Angela, there is one more donor that we would like to thank. We know his restaurants are helping you Cellebration right at home tonight. We want to give a big shout out to Ethan Stoll Restaurants and, of course, to you at home who ordered a delicious meal tonight. For every meal package purchased, Ethan Stoll Restaurants is donating 20% back to Seattle Children's pediatric cancer immunotherapy research. So let's take this good look at our friend Ethan here. Ethan?
Hello, Celebration supporters. Hey, I'm Chef Ethan Stoll from Ethan Stoll Restaurants. I just want to start off by thanking you all for your support of Children's Hospital. We all know how important Children's Hospital is to our entire community, and it's just great to see support, like we're seeing today. Obviously it's a very unique year, and this year is more important than ever to show our support. So I just want to make sure you guys feel thanks because we really appreciate it. We love what you're doing for the community, and obviously we love Children's Hospital. But I was in charge of making a little bit of a meal for you guys today. Here's a little bit of a spread, a little salmon, a little beef. Some marinated green beans, artichokes, a little salad, some chanterelle mushrooms, which are in season. So all of this is looks great. It's been fun to do, and we love working with Children's Hospital, but it obviously pales in comparison to the work they're doing. And we just can't thank you enough for your support. And you guys have a great time. Be well, stay safe, and we'll hopefully see you very soon. Thanks.
There you go, adding a little flavor to the evening. I love it. So thank you to Ethan Stoll Restaurants.
Yes, thank you so much. There are a lot of generous partners bringing awareness and support to Children's Cancer Awareness Month. These businesses have stepped up in a big way for kids this September. Look at all those. Everything from a traveling scone wagon to selling Seahawks caps in stores to providing matching donations for our patient family fundraisers. We cannot thank all of these amazing partners enough. So thank you to the Acme Box, Arvin Goods, Blue Diamond Almonds, Crystal Panes, Fisher Scones, Hempler's Isernios.
Yes, and Holly Zhang Pearl Gallery, Innovative Fitness, Ivers, Kim Karen Design, Safeway Albertsons, Talking Rain, and Top Pot Donuts.
Yes, and it's not too late, of course, to shop and make a difference. Their promotions are running all month long. You had me at donuts.
Yeah, we want to thank our...
Yeah, we truly appreciate all of them.
Absolutely. Well, we know these are some very challenging times, right? We all must be asking ourselves, what can I do? How can I help? How can we just be better? We know that cancer is a disease that is relentless, even during a global health crisis. Even as social injustices and inequalities are rightly demanding our attention and our action, cancer has not held back in ravaging families and young patients.
Yes, as leaders of a top children's health system serving a vast, diverse region, Seattle Children's is responding to the multiple crises facing us. Seattle Children's is elevating and upholding its core value of equity and reaffirming its commitment to health equity. This includes eliminating health disparities and bias in medicine and research.
Today, Seattle Children's remains united by a compelling mission to provide hope, care, and cures to help every child live the healthiest and most fulfilling life possible, helping every child who needs them regardless of their family's ability to pay, the color of their skin, or the language they speak. Seattle Children's is leading the research to understand how best to ensure access is made available for all eligible pediatric patients across the full socioeconomic and ethnic spectrum, which is why Seattle Children's Immunotherapy team was granted the prestigious and federally funded Innovation Award by the National Center for the Advancement of Translational Science through the Consortium for Pediatric Cellular Immunotherapy.
Yes, nights like this are powerful.
Absolutely.
To ground us in our resolve and inspire us to be better, we'd like to share this special reading by Avery Berg. Avery is a young cancer survivor and an incredibly talented poet. Take a look.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to attend this special event. My name is Avery Berg. I am 15 years old, and I am a brain cancer survivor. To kick off the night, I'll be reading a poem I wrote titled, I Cannot Stand Still. When we are trapped in boxes, locked in a cage, too afraid to break free, when we flee the streets for our own safety, we forget what is still left outside, the hefty load of the forgotten. Cold in the hammering rain, it is plain and simple, deranged like a camel with no hump, a bird with no wing. The things we have lost sight of are titanic, gigantically draping in shadows which are hidden in our hindsight. It is okay that we lapse truth when our worlds crumble, but we must be brave enough to see truth again. See that as we have been paying attention to ourselves, as we have delved into our minds and our homes in these past months, as we have been putting our families in the forefront, our output towards the people, towards the children who really need it, has receded. Their suffering persists, and yet we cannot stop blubbering on about our agony in this new normal. Their life has been stormed by something much more tortuous than a mask. I do not ask you to forget your sorrow for what is happening in the world, but I task you with thinking of this. As we sit inside in bliss compared to them, when they are there and we are here, what will we fare to help them complete the bare minimum of staying alive and thriving in the future? I ask you to fight with me for their lives and to not forget that hope is attainable with our mighty cries. Forging a way across desolate skies which seem dark, hope is on the horizon, like a bird in flight dripping with relief, golden by the golden hour, empowered by a victory cry, a bitterly prominent cry that will be heard by all and will not be mistaken. Let the indulgence of hope surround our bare bodies, and let the refulgence of the sun, its great seeping rays, entitle us to keep fighting in this time of struggle. Because now, more than ever, in this calamity of a tunnel-visioned world, we are needed. I see bright smiles and dancing in our future, but the sky will stay gray with no puddles to play if we stand still. I cannot stand still. Will you? Thank you for opening up your hearts tonight.
Wow.
So amazing.
So powerful. We can see in the chat everyone is talking about how amazing and incredible Avery is. So nailing it. What a talent. Future poet laureate, somebody says. I mean, so powerful. Avery has challenged us all tonight. Such an honest reminder of what these young teenagers and kids, even babies, are going through to try to survive a devastating disease. It's why we're here tonight, to raise funds for pediatric cancer immunotherapy so that kids like Avery can fight cancer without aggressive surgeries, chemotherapies, and radiation. If you're watching tonight, you can make a gift at any time by going to the link that you see at the bottom of your screen. Or if you're on the Cellebration webpage, there's a big orange button that will take you to the donation page. And remember, we have some powerful matching gift opportunities that we are excited to share with you later on.
Yeah, tonight we're going to hear some incredible stories. This first story is about a guy named Rourke. Some of you might know him. He's a wonderful 15-year-old with a terrific sense of humor. So let's take a look back at Rourke's challenging journey through treatment for a cancerous brain tumor.
In November of 2017, I took my son, Rourke, who was 12 at the time, to see an ophthalmologist. We thought he was developing a lazy eye, and she urged me to go to Seattle Children's Hospital for an emergency MRI. A neurologist came into the room with the images from that scan, which showed a mass in the very center of his brain.
It was a miserable time, very hard to go through. I was scared. I didn't know if I was going to survive this.
I think the day he went in for his brain surgery was really bad. That was probably the lowest day. We were told about all the risks of going in and getting the biopsy of the tumor.
The most difficult part is facing the possibility of losing my child.
Rourke was diagnosed with a germ cell tumor of the brain. This is a type of tumor that's very responsive to chemotherapy and radiation. But even though it's so responsive, when we've gone down on the doses that we try to give, we haven't had as good of outcomes. So he still had to have a lot of therapy to cure his disease.
He missed his entire 7th grade year. He did 4 rounds of chemotherapy and then 28 proton radiation treatments. He was sicker than I've ever seen a child. There were many times that we experienced the doctors and nurses at Seattle Children's treat our child as a child first, as opposed to just a patient. Today, my son's brain shows no evidence of disease.
We're a single income family. I make a fine living, but expenses of treatment are great. Uncompensated care is really something that alleviates that fear of losing everything.
I really want people to understand philanthropy is crucial to both research and uncompensated care.
Children deserve better than what we are giving them as far as treatment goes and as far as care goes.
In the future, we're going to be able to identify what is the most common thing that's on the surface of the tumor, and then take out a patient's white blood cells, engineer them to fight that specific thing. And for some children, the first treatment they'll ever receive is an immunotherapy that's able to target that and hopefully spare them chemotherapy and radiation.
Hi, I'm Roar.
I want to help make it so cancer is as treatable as the flu. And I owe everything to the doctors at Seattle Children's. And I want to make sure they can keep doing what they're doing.
I love that, a young Dr. Vitanza.
I know, I love that photo of him dressed up as his doctor at the end with the beard and wig. That's so fun.
That was
He's such a
good.
great guy. The beard, the wig, even had the shirt and the pants matching too. Well, we have a special message from Rourke and his doctor, Dr. Nicholas Vitanza, tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Dr. Vitanza leads the brain-child clinical trials at Seattle Children's, a unique set of trials aimed at using CAR T-Cell Immunotherapy to fight brain and central nervous system tumors. Let's hear the latest from Dr. Vitanza about brain cancer research.
Hello to everyone celebrating at home tonight. Even though we're apart, we're united in purpose. I'm excited to be here tonight to chat with one of our bravest patients, Rourke. Thank you for being here with us, and thank you for giving big for such an important cause.
Hello, Celebration viewers. I'm so excited to be here tonight and get to interview one of my favorite people, Dr. Nick Vitanza. I have some great questions lined up, and I'm excited to hear the latest and greatest from Dr. Vitanza. So, what is something people will be surprised to know about you?
Something that people might be surprised to know is I went to a Caribbean medical school, which meant that I got to go to class for a couple hours a day and then go sit on the beach and do all my reading. But probably most people don't know that I did my medical school in St. Martin.
Well, look where it got you.
Yeah, not bad.
All right. What's the latest update happening with your research?
Yeah, great question. So lots of things are going on. A couple of those things are we've developed a series of clinical trials which are using CAR T cells for pediatric brain and spinal cord tumors. Another thing that's really exciting is there's the government, the NCI has these things called SPORES, which are grants that multiple specialized institutions can do together and try to raise like multi-million dollars for a multi-year project. And we are part of the first ever pediatric brain tumor SPORE application.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So, what's something you're hoping to accomplish in the next 12 months?
Yeah. I feel not hyperbolic in that it's fair to say is that every year my goal is that we're going to cure DIPG that year. So we're opening new trials and doing a bunch of new lab work that's hoping to find what the cure to that disease is going to be. And then to just continue to expand our brain tumor research at Seattle Children's so that in 10 years, when people think, what's the best pediatric brain tumor research place in the country, everybody's first thought is Seattle Children's.
Let's hope for the future. Mm-hmm. What is something you've been able to do because of the generosity of donations from supporters of your work?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. That research SPORE, that grant I was talking about, 4 hospitals are part of it, and it's $1.4 million a year, which sounds like it would be great and everybody gets a ton of money. But when you divide that by 4, and then there's core facilities that take out some of the money, the amount of money that Seattle Children's is getting of that $1 million plus a year is actually $150,000. And actually, to even be part of that SPORE, I had to find another group who's willing to donate $50,000 a year just so we had enough money to show that we could actually complete the project. So even when you're getting these big government grants, the amount of money that reaches you is so little that you have to show the government you have other money just to complete the project, because the government knows that they're not giving you enough money. So that's the crazy government-funded world we live in.
All right, I think that's all the questions that we were going to ask you about medicine and like the doctor stuff and research.
Okay. Thank you so much for your support at our first ever virtual celebration. Your gift tonight is accelerating life-changing science and providing hope for kids who otherwise are out of options. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your generosity. You make our work possible.
When you make a gift to Celebration, you're saying yes to hope, care, and cures for kids like me. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Just fascinating, really, what it takes to move research forward. I'm also seeing in the chat that people love Dr. Vitanza's comic book collection over his shoulder. A lot of things that are inspiring. You know, Angela, there are quite a few fans of the work, you know, people like Dr. Vitanza and researchers at Seattle Children's are doing. Let's hear a special message from someone who knows a thing or two about fans.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight to learn more about the incredible research being done at Seattle Children's Hospital. I'm Mike Hopkins, the head men's basketball coach at the University of Washington. Before COVID-19, our players had an amazing opportunity to visit cancer patients and see what they experience on a day-to-day basis. Even during a worldwide pandemic, kids across the world are being diagnosed with cancer. Cancer has no boundaries, but even during this worst of times, it's so encouraging to know that Seattle Children's is deeply invested in cancer research and finding a cure. This work couldn't be done without all of you watching tonight. So let's all give big tonight to make a difference in the world for all kids. Thank you, and go Dogs!
I love that. We might not have a lot of sports happening this fall, especially not in person, but you gotta love that the UW men's basketball team has a special place at Seattle Children's. Now, before we go farther in our program tonight, we want to welcome a very special hero for kids and families. Please welcome the CEO of Seattle Children's, Dr. Jeff Sparing.
Thank you for joining us for tonight's celebration, our 5th event together. And even though we're not able to be together in person, we know that we are all directly together and directly connected by this work to help end pediatric cancer the way that we know it. Thanks to you, incredible stories that we've been able to share over the last 5 years of kids' lives who have been changed and saved because of immunotherapy and the new clinical trials that have happened here at Seattle Children's. And I know we're here tonight to celebrate more of those stories, and most importantly, more of those stories to come. Even though our team has been incredibly busy this year fighting the pandemic of COVID-19, we haven't let that fight continue to distract us from our priority, which is continuing to advance new clinical trials, new therapies, and new immunotherapies specifically for kids, so that they can have the long-lasting outcomes and cures that they all deserve. And I'm excited to join all of you to hear more about those stories and some of the groundbreaking work that's happened already just this past year. We are so excited to have moved into Building Cure and the opportunity now to advance more clinical trials and actually manufacture more products for kids than we've ever been able to do before. And our team is now busy taking advantage of that new capacity by continuing to add new trials in brain tumors and solid tumors to our immunotherapy program so that more kids have access to this life-saving work. But I hope you know, as always, that we can't do this without you. You are the reason that we are able to advance this work. You're the reason why we get to share these stories of celebration, these stories of courage with all of you, because of what you've made possible, because of the inspiration that you provide to our team. And so we're really excited tonight to share this with you, to be here with you, and to thank you for your support. When we said that we wanted to be the global leader in pediatric immunotherapy, we took that goal seriously. And what you've allowed us to do is to achieve that goal. And we need to continue to do more. There are more kids that need us, now more than ever. And so with your help, we know that we can continue to be that world leader. So thank you for being here with us, and we're excited to share great news of what we've been able to accomplish this year.
Oh, thanks, Dr. Spearing. It's amazing to know that even during a pandemic, Seattle Children's is pushing forward.
Yeah, you're right, Angela. With so many things paused, it's so special that we're able to keep this tradition alive. The tradition of celebrating advances in immunotherapy, like Dr. Spearing mentioned. Later, we're going to hear more about what's on the horizon for Seattle Children's CAR T-Cell Immunotherapy program from Dr. Michael Jensen himself. But first, let's take a look at this message from WNBA superstar Alicia Clark.
Hi, I'm Alicia Clark of the WNBA champion Seattle Storm, and I'm so excited to join you tonight for Celebration. Just like all of y'all, Seattle Children's holds such a special place in my heart. The funds we raise tonight are going to make a huge impact for kids fighting cancer, not just at Seattle Children's, but around the world. Did you know Seattle Children's has the most robust pipeline of cancer immunotherapy clinical trials for kids in the world? Let that sink in the world. But pediatric cancer research only receives 3% of national funding. So every dollar that you give tonight is going to accelerate cures for kids with cancer. I've gotten the privilege to visit and spend time with so many of these awesome warriors fighting cancer in the hospital. And I know how much of a difference and hope you can provide for these amazing kids who need us the most.
I just love Alicia even more. As she mentioned, the funds raised tonight are going to make a huge impact for kids here and around the world. You can make a gift at any time tonight by going to the link that you see on your screen, give.seattlechildrens.org/celebration2020. Or if you're watching from the Celebration event page, there's this big orange button that says Donate Now that will take you to the donation page. So just be careful to open it in a different tab or window so you don't close out of the event. Well, this next story shows the journey that one girl and her family went on to find a cure for her aggressive leukemia, a journey that brought them halfway around the world to Seattle Children's. Take a look.
If they gave out prizes for traveling the farthest for cancer treatment, 6-year-old Erin Cross might just be in the running.
You catch it.
Erin and her parents came to Seattle Children's all the way from Chester, England. The prize they're seeking is the chance to save Erin's life.
Mummy and I fell off again.
Try to get higher.
That was quite funny.
At age 2, Erin was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. 2.5 years of chemotherapy, and it looked like this might be behind them.
And then Erin blossomed into a beautiful, healthy girl at school and was doing really well. She was getting awards from the head teacher, making loads of friends, and just generally getting back to normal, having a normal life. And then unfortunately 11 months off treatment, we just went for a normal clinic appointment and had a blood test, and then got the phone call that night that there was something abnormal in her blood. And over the next couple of weeks we got to find out that she'd relapsed. Treatment was going well at the start, the relapse treatment in the UK, and by week 5 of the therapy they sort of realised that she wasn't responding to chemotherapy as well as she should.
Erin's cancer was back, again, and this smiling, bubbly little girl seemed out of options. But Erin's mom had heard about a clinical trial at Seattle Children's in which T-cells were taken from a child's blood, reprogrammed to destroy cancer cells, and then infused back into the child. In the first phase of a clinical trial, 93% of the children with relapsed leukemia achieved complete remission. Erin's situation made her a good fit for the second phase of the trial.
Gonna be gentle, gentle.
Perfect. So here she is at Seattle Children's, preparing for what her family hopes will work as well for her as it has for the other children in the clinical trial.
Just some monkeys. Is that weird?
Monkeys.
Is that surprising that there's monkeys in your ears?
Never had monkeys before.
Scientists at the Bentown Center for Pediatric Cancer Research used Erin's blood to extract T-cells, the white blood cells that fight infection. These T-cells are reprogrammed, if you will, to recognize cancer as an enemy in Erin's body. Over several weeks, workers in the lab will build an army of Erin's cells that will go back into her body with orders to kill the cancer that chemotherapy couldn't.
The T-cells have been growing in the lab and doing what they should and expanding, and they've passed all the testing that's done. So it's just, you know, we've gone through a lot of stages to get where we are, and everything's just gone right each time. It's just fantastic, really.
As Erin's T-cells are getting prepared in the lab, Erin has quite a fan club. not just rooting for her, but supporting her and her family.
A lot was raised on Twitter. A lot of celebrities got involved, so Boy George and Lord Sugar, and just things like cake sales and fun days and Zumbathons, and all the schools got involved in Chester, so teachers were getting dunked in ice baths and all sorts of things like that, so which would have been great to see. So yeah, just some real good fundraisers.
The support from back home and across the world has been amazing.
Erin spent her 6th birthday in Seattle at the Ronald McDonald House. She received some 200 cards from well-wishers who believe Erin will see many, many more birthdays. It seems all the world is watching, hoping that this cutting-edge treatment works for Erin Cross. A few days after her birthday, Erin's T-cells are finally ready.
It's everything. It means we're getting our little girl back.
The team from the lab arrives in her room and prepares the product for infusion. The infusion itself takes just minutes. The next few weeks will tell if this immunotherapy can save Erin's life. The next several days were tough on Erin. She developed a fever, which is a positive sign that the reprogrammed T-cells are doing their job and attacking the cancer cells. But the fever got so high, Erin began having seizures.
I mean, for me, it's the most scared I've been in my life. I thought we were going to lose Erin.
Then it felt to us like within seconds that team of about 8 or 9 doctors were around the bed, like working on her to stop the seizure and save her life, because obviously she stopped breathing because the seizure was so bad.
That one is...
But Erin pulled through, and the immunotherapy treatment worked. Erin is in remission and feeling good. This little girl who was out of options now has no sign of cancer.
So these are going to go into a suitcase.
It's been a very long journey for this family, one that brought them all the way from the UK. They prepare to return home to England, where Erin will get a bone marrow transplant to hopefully seal the deal and keep the leukemia from having any way of coming back. This family can now dare to see a future beyond cancer.
I think Erin's just happy doing normal kid stuff. So what are your teeth like at the moment? She's got a little wobbly one at the front of the top and one at the bottom.
They can dream of a long and healthy life for Erin.
I think she's going to change the world. I really do. For me, she could do anything that she wants to do. She's a real character, and she changes people. You know, people fall in love with her. She has a real big impact. So, I don't know, I could see her taking that forward into, her adult life and making a big difference.
Oh, that is so awesome to hear her story and to see where she's at now and that family too. It is incredible to think back to August 2016 when she celebrated her 6th birthday at the Ronald McDonald House and her future felt so fragile, to today, where just last month she celebrated her 10th birthday. We have a special treat for you all the way from Chester, England. Please enjoy the special interview between Erin Cross and Dr. Michael Jensen.
Hello, Cellebration viewers. I'm Erin, and I'm coming to you from England, Chester. I'm so excited to be here tonight and to get to interview one of my favourite people, Dr. Michael Jensen.
Hello, Erin. It's so good to see you. I am so delighted that we get to say hi to each other again, even if it's over the internet. It's been too long, Erin. We got to know each other, gosh, almost 4 years ago when you came to Seattle for treatment, and you were one of our early patients on this CAR T-cell trial. So, Erin, you've been just really, really busy since being back home and meeting some really interesting people. What kind of folks have you met?
I've met celebrities. So since I went to Seattle, I've met people like Simon Cowell.
Yes.
I've met David Walliams. I've met the Queen as well. So.
She comes in third. How about Prince Harry? Did you meet Prince Harry?
Yeah, I met Prince Harry, and that was at Well Child Awards.
So you're just hobnobbing with kind of, the royals and the big celebrities. Is that fun? Is it exciting to meet these folks?
Yeah.
My goodness. Hey, I'm wondering, are your mom and dad around? Should we invite them in to say hello? All right. Here's mom and dad, Anthony and Sarah. And Anthony and Sarah, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see your smiles. And I'm wondering if you have any recollections that are going to stick with you, that maybe come to mind when you think about your experience.
We can just never thank you enough for what you did for us. 4 years in remission coming up soon, so it's all down to you guys in Seattle. We'll always have that connection with you. We just feel like Seattle's our second home because of what you've done for our daughter. So, it's amazing. Thank you.
It's also, for all of us, it's such a privilege to have taken care of Erin and to continue to take care of her from a distance, but also so special to get to know you all as a family. And Sarah,
Dr. Jensen, the lady Sarah was liaising with asked Erin to come up with a load of questions for you. So she's actually now going to interview you, if you don't mind.
If that's okay, if you've got time.
I will do my best. Okay, I do.
We'll slide out.
Yeah, we'll slide out.
I'm going to close the...
Okay, one of my questions is, what is your embarrassing celebrity crush?
Oh my goodness. Erin, that's a tricky question because, my wife Annie is just in the other room. Shh. But there was this actress a long time ago, and she's probably, you don't even know her name, but her name is Michelle Pfeiffer. And I'm sorry, I've always just had a celebrity crush on Michelle Pfeiffer.
Last question. What's next for T-cell therapy?
I think the next big thing, Erin, is being able to do what the T cells did for your leukemia, make all the tumor cells go away in your body, but to do it for kids that might have a brain tumor or a solid tumor that might be in their stomach or in their lungs. We need to figure out how to get those solid tumors to melt away just as effectively as we can make T cells make leukemia go away. Erin, you've done such a wonderful job. You are a natural interviewer. I'm wondering, what message might you have for everyone who might be watching this, who's thinking about our cancer research and making treatments better for kids?
So when you make a gift, you're saying yes to hope, care, and cures for kids like me.
Wonderful. Anthony and Sarah and Erin, thank you so much. Stay healthy, stay safe. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Do we actually leave now?
Yeah.
I mean, is our work done here? Should she be our host? I think she said it best. When you make a gift tonight, you are saying yes to hope, care, and cures for kids just like her. Kids who were out of options. Just let that sink in. Out of options. Mm-hmm. Even tonight, as we take time to celebrate the power and promise of immunotherapy, there are families desperately fighting childhood cancer right now, desperately hoping there's a cure out there for their child. And your gift tonight helps. You are helping kids like Erin not just beat the odds, you are helping change the odds. You can help make it so that no family has to hear the words out of options ever again. At the forefront, leading this charge for Seattle Children's is Dr. Michael Jensen, Chief Therapeutics Officer. Let's hear from him.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Michael Jensen, and I have the privilege of leading our Seattle Children's Cancer Immunotherapy Program. I want to welcome everyone to Celebration 2020. On behalf of all the scientists, the doctors, the nurses, the coordinators, our whole big team, I want to say thank you for making this time tonight to join us here virtually. As you probably notice, we're not going to have ice sculptures or other fanfare. This is our first try at a virtual celebration. So it's an experiment, and it's an experiment we all get to try to do together. So I want to kick it off by first acknowledging to all of you that during this time, so many of us are experiencing challenges, whether it's personal or family or parental, or in our workplaces, and as a society, indeed. And my hope is that by the end of this celebration event, there'll both be a smile on your face and an uplifting feeling in your heart. Because what you'll see in our celebration event tonight is a reflection of everything that we've been able to accomplish this last year, despite all those challenges, and all that we hope to accomplish next year in partnership with all of you. I've been just astounded and so very proud of our immunotherapy research team. Even in the months of shutdown, we've been able to continue our process. And many people have asked me, can you even do cancer immunotherapy research for our children in the face of shutdowns and all the restraints that we have due to the COVID pandemic? And despite all those challenges, our team chose to move forward, not to delay and wait for the dust to settle. And so I'm really excited to share with you that in the last 6 months alone, we have been able to receive FDA approval and open 3 new immunotherapy trials for children with cancer. And especially that these trials are now focusing on children with solid tumors and expanding our reach in brain cancers. STRIVE-2 is a trial that recently opened, and we dosed our first patient the day before yesterday. This is a trial that targets a molecule on pediatric cancers that is very common. So we hope to learn and advance this therapy for children with neuroblastomas, Ewing sarcomas, Wilms tumors, all different types of pediatric solid tumors. And so you can see now that the impact that we're making is going beyond our first trials with just leukemia and neuroblastoma, but for many, many children. At the same time, we've been able to expand the numbers of centers that could participate in our leukemia trials. So now we're helping kids in more and more parts of the country, now including the Midwest at Riley Children's, including National Children's in DC and our partners in Los Angeles. So you can see that the depth and breadth is expanding. I have special excitement around our Brainchild 3 protocol. This is a protocol that could potentially impact all forms of pediatric brain tumors because it targets this molecule called B7H3 that we find on all tumor types, but not the normal brain in children. This is a really important next step. And we took it one step further because traditionally, a type of cancer, brain cancer in children called brainstem glioma are excluded from clinical trials because the field believes these patients are too difficult and too dangerous to treat. And we said, no, these children have to have the opportunity to benefit. And so on our Brainchild 3 protocol, we will have an enrollment for children with brainstem gliomas. It will be the first trial of its kind for children where we attempt to treat them by infusing our CAR T-cells directly into the tumor area of the brainstem. Please keep us in your minds and hearts as we move forward this next year with these innovative trials. Many of these are trials that have never been done before. So we continue on our path of being astronauts, going to places that haven't been visited before in order to make more cures happen for children. So I hope that gives you a gist of our excitement. I hope it gives you a preview of what's to come in this next year. We've moved into building Cure. We are opening up the Cure factory on the 12th floor of building Cure that can make these CAR T-cells not for dozens of kids at a time, but for hundreds of children at a time. And we're learning how to ship these cells all across the country. It's truly a revolution that's happening. And I will tell you that we have not been able to do it without your partnership and without your help. So it is with big open hearts and a virtual hug that we embrace all of you and give thanks to all of you for your continued dedication to making this happen for children. Thank you, and have a great celebration event.
Awesome. So good to hear from him. We feel that virtual hug. You know, the passion that researchers like Dr. Jensen and Dr. Vitanza have is so evident. Their desire to move research forward faster and make it available to more kids is palpable. While tonight we have so much to celebrate, we also have so much more to do. At this time, we request your attention to this special message from longtime hero for children's health and champion for immunotherapy, Jean Innerson.
Tonight is a celebration indeed of the doctors and scientists and researchers who are making remarkable progress in clinical trials using immunotherapy. It's a celebration of you, the generous supporters who make our research and our trials possible. And it's a celebration of the patients and families so courageous who participate in these clinical trials. Right now, immunotherapy is the last line of defense after chemo and radiation have ravaged these children's young bodies. But imagine if immunotherapy was the first line of defense. We can imagine that day. We can make it happen. We can make cures happen with your help. We're inspired by the patients and families who come back and say thank you. We're inspired by you, the generous donors who say do more. And we're inspired too by the children who don't make it. We're inspired to go even faster and try even harder. And it's these children that we hold in our hearts tonight. We honor their strength, their bravery, and their courage. We hold them in our hearts, and we offer a moment of silence to these children. Now to each and every one of you, patients and families, generous supporters, we thank you for trusting your children and your treasure with us. We are humbled, we are grateful, and we thank you.
Thank you, Jean. All right, my friends, the next part of tonight's program will bring a smile to your face. While we have many people joining us from around the country, and even we can see from around the world, we're going to take you all the way to Alabama and then to Texas. Please welcome two immunotherapy patient superstars who traveled all the way from their homes in Alabama and Texas to receive care at Seattle Children's, Fuller Goldsmith and Madeline Bowes.
Hi, I'm Fuller Goldsmith. I received my cells at Seattle Children's in February of 2019. I am cancer-free today. I spend most of my days cooking and preparing to go to culinary school. For tonight's celebration, I made pan-seared scallops, spinach risotto, and white wine poached grape tomatoes. Thank you for supporting immunotherapy.
Hello from Texas, everyone, and welcome to this year's virtual celebration. My name is Madeline Bowes, and I had the honor of speaking at last year's celebration event in Seattle to share my story about how T-Cell Immunotherapy saved my life. I was diagnosed with ALL at the age of 14 and have had a long, complicated battle with leukemia. I have relapsed 3 times and have gone through 4 different treatment plans. In 2018, we learned of the revolutionary T-cell immunotherapy treatment being offered at Seattle Children's, and luckily for me, because of this treatment, I am able to plan for my future. Currently, I am working on my art with the goal of opening an Etsy shop. I'm looking forward to continuing my education when things return back to normal. And I am finally learning how to drive. Thanks to the generosity of donors, this research is possible. My greatest hope is that immunotherapy will soon become the standard of care for leukemia and other cancers. Tonight, you can help make that happen.
It's true. So good to see them. Okay, how's everybody doing out there? We love seeing the comments that are coming in through the chat right now. We're so stoked to see how many of you have already been making gifts tonight. We are watching the gifts come in, and they're pretty much nonstop. So we really appreciate that. We appreciate your generosity. So you can see our thermometer right there. We're a third of the way towards our goal, which is outstanding. It's outstanding. It looks like we're well on our way right now to crushing our goal tonight.
Yes, we can do it. Thank you all so much for what you've done so far. You know, Fred, you've now heard from some great supporters tonight. The next couple of messages we'd like to share come from some Seattle sports stars, a few more of them. They are known for their amazing moves on the field. Please enjoy these messages from former Seattle Mariner catcher Dan Wilson and Sounders FC forward Jordan Morris.
Hi, my name is Dan Wilson, former catcher for the Seattle Mariners, and I am really excited to be here tonight to hear more about the life-changing immunotherapy research that's happening at Seattle Children's. I'm also really excited to hear directly from patients on how important this work is in changing the future of cancer treatments. You know, 95% of children who survive cancer develop a serious health issue by the age of 45. These health issues are in direct correlation to the treatments they received as children in their fight against cancer. Children deserve better than this. And tonight, because of support and from donations that you will make, we can accelerate the use of immunotherapy as a frontline therapy in the fight against cancer. Thank you so much for all your support of cancer research at Seattle Children's.
Hey guys, it's Jordan Morris here with the Seattle Sounders. I first just want to truly say how impressed I am with the doctors, nurses, and researchers at Seattle Children's in their relentless fight to end childhood cancer. Imagine a world where a child's own immune system could cure their cancer. With your donation tonight, your gift will bring T-Cell Immunotherapy closer to becoming the standard for cancer treatment, which means no more chemo, no more radiation, and no more harsh, lifelong effects for these kids. Thank you so much for your donation and helping to change the way that we treat kids with cancer.
They are both such great people. You know, we know the pandemic has changed the way we do pretty much everything, including events like this and videos for events. So this next video that we're going to share with you, it's pretty incredible. It's made entirely from family photos and videos captured by Greta's parents. We're so grateful to the Oberhofer family for their support, especially since we asked them to share their family's personal memories and photos from such a trying time in their life. So please take a look at Greta Oberhofer's journey with pediatric cancer.
Never in a million years would I think that my child had cancer. Greta was 3 months old when she was diagnosed with high-risk leukemia. The treatment that they decided upon for Greta was to do several rounds of chemotherapy, followed by radiation to prepare for a bone marrow transplant using her sister's marrow. And that's pretty aggressive. After the transplant, something was going wrong. Her liver and her kidneys were shutting down, and the next thing to shut down would be her breathing.
Leukemia came back and it was 10 times worse than it was before. And at that point, we were running out of options.
Hospice is obviously not something you want to consider for your 13-month-old baby, but we were told that her chances were pretty slim.
I don't think I could have handled seeing her in hospice. Everything would have just came tumbling down.
And they told us that Seattle Children's had an option that might be good for Greta, and it could actually cure her of this leukemia and do so with not as many side effects as anything that she'd been through up till that point. So we took Greta to Seattle Children's and we enrolled her in the trial for immunotherapy.
Immunotherapy is changing the way we treat childhood cancer. We can educate your immune system to recognize your cancer cells as being bad, and then we can use your own immune system to get rid of your cancer cells.
It's just a miracle that in a few weeks, she was cancer-free and acting like any other kid her age, whereas just weeks before, she was in bed with cancer. Greta will have been in remission for 6 years now. She's just a cute, bubbly, fun to be around kid. There's always these constant reminders on her body of the battle that was fought. Kids that have gone through a cancer journey, they're affected in so many ways, some of them worse than others. Greta's gonna be little. She has a lot of scars. The only side effect of the CAR T-cell immunotherapy was a fever. That was it. And to think that the most gentle therapy of her entire course was the thing that put her in remission permanently is mind-boggling.
We need to get them in remission for an entire lifetime, and we have to get them into remission in a way that leaves them the ability to have a long and successful life.
To think that that might someday be what a mother hears when they come in with a baby who's sick with cancer. That's my hope for immunotherapy.
It is so great to see Greta doing well, but we have to remember what her mom said when you think about what kids go through in treatment. Those numbers, 13 rounds of chemotherapy for her, a bone marrow transplant, 10 surgeries, 245 nights in the hospital. To hear Greta's parents go to the edge of their worst nightmare and then to find not only hope, but a cure for Greta here in Seattle. This is why we need your help tonight. We need your help to change the odds for families like Greta's everywhere.
That's right, Angela. This is the most important part of the night. This is our opportunity to accelerate pediatric cancer immunotherapy research. When we raise our virtual paddles tonight and make a donation, we are going to be part of the cure for kids like Greta.
Okay, we hope you have the donation page pulled up on a second device and you're ready to go. You can also open the link that you see on your screen in a separate window. give.seattlechildrens.org/celebration, 2 L's, no spaces.
That's right, Celebration 2020. And yes, make sure you get those 2 L's.
Yes.
Now we're gonna make it really easy for you. We talked about a match earlier, and here we go. We have a $250,000 match. All gifts of $1,000 or more will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000. For example, if you become a Circle of Care member at $10,000, your $10,000 becomes $20,000. So thank you to everyone who made this match possible. You can see them right here between us. Charlene and Frank Blevin, thank you. Dave and Leanne Clark, Jean Enerson, Let's Sack Cancer Foundation, Jack R. McDonald Trust, Wilkie Family Foundation, and Amazon for providing $250,000 in matching gifts tonight. And if you've already given at $1,000 or above, don't worry, your gift will be matched too.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes. So in honor of Greta, we're going to start big tonight. Is there anyone watching who'll make a donation of $50,000? These are tax-deductible donations, but more importantly, we're changing lives, we're saving lives. And just a reminder, if you'd like to give in any other way, not online, such as gifts of stock or gifts by check, please just reach out to us at askus@seattlechildrens.org. And I'm looking down here at our screen. We can see the gifts coming in. This is amazing. What a way to start. We've got $100,000 from Dean and Vicki Allen, McKinstry Charitable Trust. Wow. You know, I said $50,000, and here's $100,000. So
yeah.
Thank you so much, Dean and Vicki Allen, McKinstry Charitable Trust. That is absolutely incredible. Would anyone else like to join us at $50,000 or $100,000?
Yes, we definitely will take more.
We will absolutely take more. And so let's see those names coming in. Our next level, while you give $50,000 or $100,000, our next level is $25,000. If there's anybody here who'd like to join us with a donation of $25,000, please do.
And already some people who have done just that. So we'd like to thank Charlotte Merritt. $30,000 from Trevor Wildberger from the Wildberger Foundation in honor of Trevor. Thank you.
Yeah, I love this. I said $50,000 and someone gave $100,000. I said $25,000 and someone gave $30,000.
So you need to keep going.
Yeah, you can do that. If I say a number and you're like, that's not high enough, Fred,
just
jump up. We can go higher. All right, we're going to keep it going at $10,000 while all of you give generously. Our goal, of course, is 100% participation. We're confident there's a level that works for everyone watching. And remember, your $10,000 becomes $20,000 right now because of our incredible challenge. And for gifts of $10,000 or more, you will be welcomed to Children's Circle of Care, which is an international membership program of philanthropists from 26 leading children's hospitals across North America. As a member, you'll be invited to attend exclusive appreciation events. And remember, if you've already given at the $10,000 level, your gift is going to be matched.
And we just want to thank Akira and Pia Matsuno, Hai and Rhonda Levitsky, Stella and Roger Scott, Linda and Cameron Meervold, Julie and Todd Patrick, Bill and Leslie Dana, Steve and Allison Haar for their gift of $10,000.
Yes,
$10,000.
We can see coming in right now, Laura and Bob Kimball. Thank you so much, Laura and Bob. Everyone watching, if you would like to join us at $10,000, please do. We appreciate your generosity. Now, our next level is $5,000. If you can join us at $5,000, please do so now.
And we want to thank the Haywood family for their gift of $5,000. Also, Laura Burzel, Jeff and Amy Spearing. And forgive me if I say the name wrong. I think it's Gila Giovanni. But
yes.
My apologies, but thank you so much for your gift of $5,000.
Absolutely. And so fun to see, members of the Seattle Children's family giving so generously. Thank you to the Sparings and everyone joining us at $5,000. We really appreciate your generosity. If you can join them, please do. Remember, your $5,000 becomes $10,000 right now because of our challenge. Our next level is $2,500. If you can join us at $2,500, please do. And again, we can see Kenny and Chris Dudunakis. Thank you so much.
Yes, and we have $4,000 from Trin Pham Dembinski and Bill Dembinski. And thank you to John and Bobby Bridge.
Yes, thank you so much. All of these gifts coming in. $2,500. I see we've got Sue Byers.
Yes, and Russ Lee also at $2,000. People just jumping in, getting in where they fit in with this giving. I love
absolutely. So please do. Whatever gift is truly meaningful to you, truly meaningful to your family, we appreciate it. And again, I love when people jump up. I see $3,000 from Joy and Jamie Roush. Thank you so much. And thank you, Darcy Holly. We appreciate your generosity as well. It's so fun for us to just watch these donations come in live. We're watching the thermometer grow real time. Amazing things are happening because of you. $1,000 is our next level. And for donations of $1,000 or more, you will become a Seattle Children's Research Champion, an annual membership program of individuals, companies, and guilds, all fueling cures and treatments for some of the most devastating childhood diseases. Remember, this is the last level where you can be matched. Your $1,000 becomes $2,000. $1,000.
Yeah, and already we have a lot of you deciding to give. Thank you. At $1,000, Allison and Kirby Winfield. That's at $1,500. Dr. Bruder and Barbie Stapleton, Kim and Ron Hagart, Laura Burzell, Marin and Kim Gillette, Mebe and Jeff Thompson, the Names Family Foundation, Stephanie Champion, also Jim Ladd, Chris and Kari Rallo, Todd Cooper, Sally Suzanne, Bytel, Doug and Cassie Picha, Joe and Christy Berg, and a familiar name there, Ashley Northup.
Hey, that's my wife.
Yeah, love it. Mark and Sue Polikar, Maddie Murray, my neighbor. Thank you, Maddie. Pam Rock and Chuck and Jane Riley.
So many at $1,000. Thank you also to Patty and Doug Byers. Thank you to Shalison Foster, Tim and Laura O'Mara. Thank you so much, Patrick Schwartz. Gretchen Rain, Jennifer Yeats, Campbell and Melissa Mathewson, Wendy and Mitch Munger. Am I saying that right?
It might be Munger, but I'm not sure.
Thank you, Wendy and Mitch, so much. And Copacino Fujikado, thank you so much. These are all gifts at $1,000. And again, $1,000 and up, you are being matched dollar for dollar. If you gave $500 and you think, I want to be a part of the match, you can give another $500.
Yes.
And then you takes you right up to $1,000. That's free math
That
right
was
there.
easy.
And then you will be matched. Your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Now, our next level is $500. You can always give twice, right?
Yes, so we want to thank,
give twice.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to thank those of you who have already chipping in that amount. Dr. Julie Park, Heather and Jim Hughes, Janice and Blair Savage, Jen Weingardner, Jennifer and Jeff Bell, Lauren and Paul. Thank you so much for your gift.
Yes, thank you, Paul Bottle. Thank you, Richard Zorn, Sean and Dawn Horan. Thank you, Todd and Polly Gardner, C and T Jensen, James, Nora and Leon Polikar. Thank you so much, Eileen Kelly. Look at all these names coming in.
I know. Clinton, Amy, Elizabeth Halpin, Logan, thank you. Cheryl and Jack, Nebe and Jeff, Alexander, thank you.
Yes, so many coming in, just so many names. $250 is our next level. $100 the level after that. We just challenge you to find a level that works for you. Find a level that works for you, and it's all going to add up to a big number.
Absolutely.
Whether you're joining us at $50 or $50,000, it matters, and we appreciate you. This is about a community coming together right now. If you've already given, thank you. If you're still looking around for your credit card, thank you.
We'll wait for you.
We'll wait for you. Absolutely. That is a great point. You can share, if you are moved by the work that's happening, please share this link with your friends, with your family, put it on social media. But for all of you, a big round of applause for everyone who raised their virtual paddle. Again, the giving link stays up and active for the next 3 days. So please share the link with your friends, family on social media. They can donate as well, of course, and this number is going to keep going up. Also, a reminder, if you work for a company that will match your donation, please make sure that they do that this week. Again, $250, $100, all of those levels, they all are going to add up to a big number, and we thank you for your generosity.
Speaking of the big number, are we going to get to see that before we go?
We're going to see it soon. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, meanwhile, I just want to say thank you for those of you who have given so far. Thank you for changing the odds for children like Greta, Avery, Rourke, Aaron, Madeline, Fuller, and so many more. It was so amazing to hear from them and to see the impact that you're making.
Absolutely. And you might have seen at the bottom there, as people were giving right at the beginning of our paddle raise, through our partnership and as a part of the Amazon Goes Gold campaign to raise awareness and to support pediatric cancer research, Amazon has committed $500,000 to the brain cancer research that Dr. Vatanza spoke about earlier this evening. $500,000. We are so grateful for our partnership with Amazon and the ongoing support that we receive from our community. This donation and your presence tonight, your generosity, continues to motivate and strengthen the work that we do here. So let's keep it up. With your help, of course, we are clearly going to exceed our fundraising goal of $1 million this evening because we're looking up at the screen.
What?
We're at $1.2 million right now, my friends. Absolutely amazing. You make this happen. You are propelling these advances right now.
It's such great news. And you can see just by all the people who gave at all the amounts from $100 to $500,000, you know, every dollar counts. We're all coming together tonight, and we're so grateful for your gift. thank you for supporting this groundbreaking research for kids. We'll be right back with a total, well, I guess we have it right there, 1.2. So unless there's more coming in, but next 3 days.
Hopefully there is.
There is. The link will be up for 3 days. So by the way, we want you to enjoy this message from one of tonight's gold sponsors, ShoeCart.
Good evening. My name's Casey, and I'm president of ShoeCart. In a campaign we call Building for Children, we envision a future where every family gets the support they need so that getting better can be their one and only focus. Celebration 2020 is so important to us because it raises funds to fight pediatric cancer. These are cancers that need their own treatments and their own research. You can support the researchers, doctors, nurses, and so many more who spend every day fighting for our kids. Seattle Children's Hospital gives me hope, and I am so proud to give them our support. I hope you'll join me.
And before we find out how much we raised tonight, let's thank our generous sponsors one last time. Our platinum sponsor, Amazon, thank you so much. Our gold sponsors, John L. Scott Foundation and ShoeCart. And tonight's silver sponsors, Axia Home Loans, Baird, Bristol Myers Squibb, Glassy Baby White Light Fund, Molecule Mattress, Oberto Specialty Meats, and Seneca Group. And a very special thanks to these generous donors, matching gifts tonight and helping us double down on childhood cancer. Charlene and Frank Blevin, Dave and Leanne Clark, Jean Enerson, Let's Sack Cancer Foundation, Jack R. McDonald Trust, the Wilkie Family Foundation, and Amazon.
So grateful for them and grateful for all of you for joining us for this live stream. I know we showed our total so far. I'm not sure if we're going to bring it back up to update it again. But I did hear we have one more special message to share with you. His parents are Hollywood superstars Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid, and you'll recognize him as the star of The Boy. So please enjoy the special message from Jack Quaid.
Hey, Celebration. Jack Quaid here. I just wanted to quickly shout out Seattle Children's Hospital for all the incredible work that they're doing. And I know you guys are celebrating this year virtually, which is a bummer, but you guys are making it work despite a global pandemic. So hats off to you. Not my hat, just my hair. Okay, you can see. My hair is just kind of insane underneath this. So you get it. But, you know, hats off to you. I guess I just did it. So there we go. Also, I just wanted to thank all the donors for tuning in and continuing to support pediatric cancer immunotherapy research. You guys are awesome. I hope you have an amazing night. Okay, hats off. Crazy hair. Goodbye.
And we love it.
And a Sasquatch hat, no less. All right, look at this. Right between us, we're seeing how much we raised. We are proud to announce this total. It includes matching gifts, sponsorship, and your generosity during our Raise the Paddle. $1,226,522. I mean, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you for that incredible generosity.
Exactly. We are so grateful, but you know, there's so much more work to do, so many kids that we want to help. Again, this is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, so keep donating throughout the month, and then this link is going to be available for 3 more days, so you can share it and we can have an even bigger impact.
Absolutely.
Yep. Together, we are changing the odds for kids with cancer everywhere. I love that motto, by the way. You're part of the cure, so thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. I mean, again, let's celebrate this number. Let's watch it grow. Remember to make sure if your company will match you that they do that as well. Yep. Remember to share the link so this number can keep growing. But you made this happen. $1,226,522 is incredible. Friends, my name is Fred Northup Jr. alongside Angela Poe Russell. On behalf of the Seattle Children's team, we are clearly inspired by your generosity. So thank you all so much and have a great night.